But there is another thing I want to bring to our notice as young people. When you mentioned the smoking of marijuana and how it weakens your arteries. So the thing is, it's a very tricky condition. You mentioned varying from person to person in terms of genetics. It might. The thing is, on a cellular level, in our biology is the same. It might just take longer for some people compared to other people. So some people it might be an instant reaction, while others is going to like accumulate and build up. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to affect you on a cellular level. But then it might some people might have the advantage of repairing faster. And if you're paying attention to other aspects of your life in terms of lifestyle, managing stress, eating right, you might be at a more advantage. But if you're young and you take marijuana, one of the things that you can pay attention to is, if you are a male, one of the easy way for you to actually dictate if your arteries are being weakened by this drug is by paying attention to your lack of a better word, your reproductive system. If you are beginning to have erectile dysfunction, because erectile dysfunction is one of the earliest signs that the body actually gives when it comes to because the thing is, when your heart fails, it's already too late, right? It's already
Yeah,
too late.
yeah,
So the
definitely.
small indications that your body might be giving it starts from your reproductive organ. You might not be able to get as hard as you used to get, or as be able to control your erections. These are literally two signs that you, because your arteries are muscle, your heart is a muscle, and your reproductive system as a male is also a muscle. And whatever it is that is happening always starts from your reproductive system. That's the easiest way for you to actually pay attention to what is going on in your heart. Now, as ladies, because I also know that ladies consume marijuana a lot, I don't really think there is a physical way to quickly dictate that your blood pressure, like, yeah, your the condition of your arteries. So I don't really know. Maybe it's something I have to research more on when it comes to ladies and the earliest signs that they can pay attention to when it comes to their high blood pressure and the signals that the body gives.
Yeah.
So, as a young person that cannot avoid stress, obviously, we can't avoid stress. What do
Yeah.
you think that we can do to better improve or manage stress as a young person?
The only way to do is healing quickly, getting over the stress quickly, and accepting
Okay.
situations and self happy.
Okay. Healing
Because
quickly.
it's only stress when you have it in your head all the time and you keep thinking about it. But when you engage your mind elsewhere and do things that make you happier, make you feel better, overcoming that stress will be quickly and faster. You see, now for us men, we also teach men how to, because you see, for men, it's very it's very important to have stress. It's a day to day meal. Like you cannot escape it. So you just learn to live with it and learn to accept reality, and you learn to overcome it quickly. Like accepting this is the situation. How can I? You focus more on fixing it than thinking about it all the time. Because now when you keep it in your head, now it becomes a danger. It becomes harmful. You're now releasing it and talking with someone, talking it out with people, and yeah, just engaging your mind elsewhere. It isn't the stress, and it makes you feel better and lighter.
Hmm.
It's,
Okay,
it's,
so
it's an
that means, okay.
it's an art that, because you see, there we have to accept reality on the ground, and the reality on the ground is we cannot escape stress whether we like it or not. It's our day to day meal. It's something that we consume every day. So why not being quick to deal with it faster and releasing it and accepting that this is the situation on the ground and find a solution to it.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say now is that as a young person, one of the things that is the cause of high blood pressure is the fact that we are carrying, we are carrying the load, the mental load of the 50-year-olds of like 10 years ago, or let's say 20 years ago. We're not carrying the equal amount of, or the equal weight of the mental load
Yeah,
that they used
yeah,
to carry. So that's why
yeah.
most young people are experiencing high blood pressure. Because, yeah, you mentioned men, right? That men experience this more, but I would agree to disagree with you, because women nowadays, there is an uprise
Very
of women trying to fend for themselves, making stuff. In fact, I would say that the workload on women and on men now is almost equal.
good.
But yeah,
Yeah,
men
it's
have
okay.
the lion's share. But what you're trying to say now is that one of the stress that has most impact on your high blood pressure is the emotional and psychological stress, as compared to the physical stress.
Uh, could you please come again? I've missed something. Just repeat the question again.
Okay, I'm trying to say that you're trying to say that when it comes to high blood pressure, your physical stress, the emotional stress has more impact in elevating your blood pressure compared to physical stress.
Any day. Yes.
Wow, that's a very useful information.
The,
Young people are in
the,
trouble then.
emotional stress
Because
is harmful
okay, more than physical stress. But what about
than physical.
physical stress? That physical stress, because I know that the heart is actually controlled by the parasympathetic nervous system, and
Yeah.
this is hugely impacted by sleep. And sleep is one of
Yeah.
the things that people overlook, because we feel like we have all the time in the world to sleep. We don't really pay attention to sleep quality and the importance of getting that sleep. I'm also guilty about this. I'm guilty of it.
We are a
So,
victim.
in terms of physical stress,
Mm.
sleep is one of the things that people overlook a lot, especially when you have a lot of things to do. And also sometimes, you might be physically stressed so much if you're doing hard labor, and whereby it requires you to wake up in the morning early and go to bed late at night.
Mm.
That can also influence blood pressure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. First,
Okay, so
sleep is one of the biggest culprits when it comes to hypertension. And yeah, it's true. People overlook sleep. They really overlook sleep because I'm a victim too of sleep. Even during those days when when I had hypertension and I never knew about it. One of the biggest culprit was sleep because I never had good sleep quality because before I sleep I'm pressured finishing a task that is supposed to be submitted before I sleep, finishing, and it's late at night, probably 2 in the a.m. I sleep. I'm supposed to wake up at 5 and go to work. You see, I never had any good sleep quality, and sleep is very important, and this is something people overlook.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, as a young person, judging from everything we've been discussing, as a young person, I feel like nowadays, no wonder a whole 34% point two of Nigerians are actually experiencing high blood pressure, because young people are going through a whole lot of emotional stress coupled with a whole lot of physical stress, because as a young person now, you're under a lot of pressure to make money, the pressure to make a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
as in keeping being a millionaire before you're 30 is one of the things that never used to be such a burden compared to like 20 years ago. It wasn't something that people were so desperate to achieve as a status compared to now. And to do that, you have to put in a lot of work emotionally, and competition between young